Hi, friends. We are starting our new unit in skills today, Skills 6, Lesson 1. Our targets for today are going to be practicing consonant sounds as well as reviewing the parts of speech. The consonant sound that I want to focus on today is the f sound, and it has a variety of different spellings. The most common one is the letter F by itself, making the f sound, as in fit. And you can see from the power bar that it is very common for that to be the spelling. We also have FF, the double consonant, making the f sound, as in stuff. And that's not super common. Okay, the power bar is pretty small there. There are also two other spellings, and we're going to learn one of those today. And that is the PH sound. PH also says as in phone, okay? And again, not super popular. The power bar is really small on that. So out of these three spellings, FF, single F, and PH, all saying the F sound, what is the most common and how do you know? Hopefully, you're saying in your head, well, Mrs. Kittleson, it's the middle one because that power bar is the biggest. And we know that when we see those power bars and they are extremely large, that means that's the most common spelling. So typically, if you see F by itself, it's going to say F, and that's going to be the most common sound. Okay. So let's look at worksheet, actually worksheet 1.1. Let me see if I can get that up for you. All right, and we're going to look at 1.1, and I'm going to read the directions, and then you can pause the video to get this done. The directions say to read these words that have the sound spelled PH, and then circle the letters that stand for the sound. So when we look at phone, we circle PH because that makes the sound. We look at phrase, that makes the PH makes the sound, so we circle that. Okay, and you're going to go through the rest of these in that same fashion. So feel free to go ahead and pause the video right here and get that done, and then you can come back and we'll finish up with the rest of it, okay? Okay, continuing on. You just finished that one up. It was two-sided. And then let's look at the next thing on our to-do list, which is reviewing those parts of speech. And I think this is going to go pretty fast because you guys have a pretty good base of all of our different parts of speech. So the first one is, what is a noun? If you remember correctly, a noun is a person, place, or thing. Okay, a noun is a person, place, or thing. We can further divide that into a common noun or a proper noun. Okay, so we have nouns that are person, places, or things, and then there's a common noun or a proper noun. When we talk about a common noun, we're talking about things in general. A dancer, a castle, an elevator, a building, a room. When we're talking about proper nouns, we're talking about something specific. So I want a can of Pepsi, not a pop. I see Jane, not I see her. I want to go to the Empire State Building. When you have a name attached to something, then it becomes a proper noun. So it's talking about something specific. Also remember a little hint, proper nouns always have capital letters. So that's kind of a giveaway if you see that. The next question, and this one's a little bit trickier, we didn't spend a whole lot of time. What is an adjective? An adjective is a word that describes a noun. So you see on the screen, what kind of tree is it? It's a tall tree. That's describing the height. And then you see a picture of the sky. It's a blue sky. So that's describing the color of the sky. So adjectives usually have to do with your five senses. So maybe it's something that you hear, something that you see, something that you smell, taste, touch. So think of those types of words when you're thinking about adjectives. Next, what is a verb? I think you all know this one. A verb is an action word. So jumping, I jump, I run, I spy, any of those things. Now let's go to our next workbook page that we have to get done, which is actually 1.2. I'm not quite sure why the slideshow is wrong. 1.2 is page 3. Looks like this. It says parts of speech and apostrophes. And I'll read these directions for you really quick. It says, for each sentence, circle the common noun. Draw a box around the proper noun. Draw an arrow from the adjective to the noun that it describes, and then draw a wiggly line under the verb. Okay, and then they tell you that they see one of the proper nouns, they see one of the verbs, one adjective, and then one common noun. Okay, the sentence says, Sisters Forever is a good film. Sisters Forever is a good film. So I'm going to take I'm going to use a pen because it'll be easier for you guys to see. And I'm going to go ahead and do this for you so you can see an example. Sisters Forever, that's the name of a movie. So that's a proper noun. Okay. And then is the verb. Remember, we talked about is and are verbs. They're kind of tricky. So that gets the squiggly line. And then film is the common noun. Okay. And good, you notice I left that one out. Good is the adjective that describes the film. Usually, you can leave the adjective out and the sentence will still make sense. Sisters Forever is a film. That makes sense without the adjective in there. So if you want to go ahead and identify the nouns first or the verbs first, whatever's easier for you. All right, I'll do another one with you. So we're looking for 2 proper nouns, 1 verb, 1 adjective, and 1 common noun. Well, I already see 2 capital letters, so that's a giveaway. I know Monday and Tuesday are proper nouns. I'm going to square those. They're the name of days of the week. Then I'm going to look for another noun because nouns just are easier for me. And I see the word day. Day is a noun. Well, I also see a word next to that that's telling me what kind of day it is. It's a sunny day. And now I have to try to find the verb. The reason this verb is tricky for me is because it's another one of those is, are, be verbs. And this one happens to be will be, has a helping verb attached to it. And we don't talk a whole lot about those, but we do talk about past, present, and future tense verbs. So I want you to go ahead and try this, do the best you can. I do believe it is, yep, it's 2-sided. So make sure you read the directions very carefully first and try and go through this and then have either mom and dad or maybe an older brother and sister check this over for you to make sure that you have those correct parts of speech. Okay? Good job today. We'll do some more tomorrow.